Hey Taurus, welcome back. It's Gigi with Soul Intuitive, and this is the last half of September. Let's see what we got for you guys coming up that you need to take a look at, that you need to review. Trying to make sure you guys can see it and get to the shot. Sorry. What else do we have for Taurus Spirit? Okay, that's not it. I am taking that one. I am taking that one. Let me flip those back correctly. Okay. Maybe I was supposed to take those. Okay. All right, Taurus, couple things before we get into this reading. Couple of planetary alignments and other things that are taking place in the last half of September. You do have Jupiter in retrograde in Aries until December 31st. It's giving us a moment before Jupiter goes direct to take a look at our lives and to review things that no longer serve us, review relationships, review jobs, review resources, review all those things, to have the discernment to be able to change it out before Jupiter goes direct and brings in all of that good. If you are not in a certain energetic space that you want to be in, you can be in it. You just have to review where you currently are. Like, take a real honest, hard look at it. And I know, shout out to Taurus, I know who I'm talking to. So I know that y'all won't be dishonest with yourselves. You'll be very honest with yourselves, but you have to take a look at where you are versus where you want to be and clean house, for lack of a better phrase. So we have that. We also have the autumn equinox, September 23rd. And then we do have a full moon, which is a harvest moon, September 29th. Use those energies as you will. Always use them for the betterment of yourself and not to your detriment. If you don't know what you're doing, find out. Do your homework. Do some research and figure out how you should be utilizing energy, what you should be doing, how you can do that, yada, yada, yada. So let's get into this reading. Not real quick, but let's get into this reading. So we start out with the Two of Coins. And you roll into the Four of Coins and the Page of Swords. Energetically, I feel like you guys are stretched thin because you have been assisting people. And what I can say to that, because you are a Taurus and I know you love who you love and you will do and die for what you love, right? I get that all day long. But y'all are real good with money, just like Capricorns are. So for me to see so much money in the front half, essentially these three cards, right? And this is going into, it's the midpoint of going into the next week where we have the autumn equinox and the full moon, right? It gets better here, but right here in this space, right in the current energy that we're in for this upcoming week, you guys are really reviewing your finances. Some of you all are choosing to sell a property. This is for a remote few. This is not for everyone. Nothing wrong with selling a property if in fact you have the ability to reset yourself, pay off some debt, do some things to get you in a better financial space. And there's always an opportunity later to go back and buy some real estate as well. So for those of you that are doing that and making that sort of move, shout out to you. It will land you in a successful way. You'll land successfully. Let's see. For the remainder of us that is not in relation to, that doesn't adhere to you, or it's not in your purview, it's not in alignment with that, pay attention. I feel like there's a young child involved somewhere around here, though. And even though you manage your finances, and when I say young child, because I am a certain age, there are certain people who are of adult years that still feel like young children to me. They're not. They grown ass folks. But in some of this, you are being a mother bird to someone and you are helping them get their finances together, because it's as if they are either overspending or doing several other things. And it's okay, whether this is your child or this is a family friend's child or whatever the case may be. You're the correct person to come in and help this person restructure. And remember what time frame we're in. It's Jupiter in retrograde. So you're helping them restructure and regain confidence over their finances and teaching them better habits, right? Whoever this young person is, they're actually very receptive to it, and they will take the lessons and heed the information and move forward with that, right? So in part of this, and in part of you helping whoever this individual is, you get really clear about when to loan out money, when to take out a loan. And I feel like for some Tauruses, y'all already know how to do that, but you really hone that skill after helping out this person, whoever this is. Sorry. You really, really, really get your feet underneath you, and you know, like, you're going to find new ways of either borrowing money. Yeah, you're going to find new ways of borrowing money. It won't be just like a traditional bank loan or some other very traditional way. No, you're going to find a different way to fund something, right, that you actually desire to do. That rolls you into the last week of the month, where we have the King of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Magician card at the very end. And I'm thinking that you guys have worked with that Harvest Moon on, September 29th, because the Magician, look at that card. Look at how she's coming through like fairy godmother, right? However, within that week, what it takes from you to move forward through to that Magician energy is evaluating your relationships. Like, you will be evaluating them as if they are assets or liabilities. I literally hear that. Like, someone is doing the checks and balances on their relationships. And shout out to you, because in all honesty, I think it's the perfect time for it. And I think sometimes you have to do that in life. Once you hit a certain stage in life, you have to really hone in on what's for you, what's not for you, who is for you, who's not for you, right? And vice versa, however that works out for you. Because you roll from the King of Cups, being a boss about being in that energy and being very emotional, very loving, very heart-centered, but still you're evaluating your relationships from the space of compassion. Let me say this, from the space of compassion and love. So you aren't 86 in people for an emotional reason, right? From a compassionate and logical and loving space, you're saying, okay, we no longer serve each other, right? So this relationship will do what it most eventually do who no longer serve one another, is just fall off or die away or fade away. If it is something that is consistent, that you are more than willing to work towards, and this person is more than willing to work towards, then guess what will happen? You'll be okay with letting that relationship be what that relationship is and continuing to nurture it to get it to grow, right? We roll from the King of Cups right into the Nine of Cups, the everything's taken care of, the wishes fulfilled card, right? And from that, you go right into the Magician. So the clearing of these relationships from a heart-centered space, from a compassion space, lands you in the perfect place to manifest what you really truly want to see in your life. And I definitely think utilizing some of the planetary energy that we have coming in is important. Shout out to the Taurus, who is doing a lot more grounding work. I don't even know why I said that, but someone on here who's listening is doing grounding work. Continue to do that. Spirit is saying that your team, my team are connecting. You need to do more of that, and it keeps you balanced and it keeps you mentally sharp. So continue to do the grounding work that you're doing, Taurus, for that particular Taurus or Tauruses. Let's grab a couple of oracle cards and see what else Spirit has to say for these 2 weeks. What cards do we have for Taurus, Spirit? Okay, looks like you actually got 3, so let's take a look at all 3. You have the Scarecrow. I'm sorry, you got 4. You got the Scarecrow, number 34, St. John's Wort and Marigold, number 36, the Toad, number 39, And falling leaves, number 14. I'm going to say to you that you should pay attention to repeating threes next 2 weeks. If you see that, just remember the space that you're in. So I'm just going to read them one by one so you are aware of what they say. Remember that you are not alone. Move with confidence as you are guided. St. John's wort marigold, number 36. Against your will there will not be. No entrance, no welcoming, be gone. So right, stay steadfast in what you choose to do in your teachings and even in your learning. And if you decide to cut off a relationship, understand why you do so. If you don't allow it access, it won't have access. So just a piece of food for thought. Toad. Observe for those who watch, see all. Toad. That's an interesting one. And then falling leaves. It's around that time of year, right? Number 14, let go of the things that weigh heavily on you. You deserve to take up space. Take up space, sis. Sorry, that came out from a meditation. There's a lady, I cannot think of her name, but if you just Google take up space, I promise you, she's on Spotify. It'll pop up, but it's like the dopest, nice little 5-minute meditation where she just speaks to you about taking up space, holding space, filling that space in with you. You are valuable. You're worth it. Holding space. Take up space. All right, Taurus, that's all I have for you. Be sure to come back and see me. And until next time, you honor me by being present. I honor you by being present. Ashe and peace.